Stephanie Snow Gebel, and I am the proud founder and CEO of the Snow Foundation, a foundation that has been going strong for the last 12 years. I've been here in about 4 years because of COVID and family, so I just wanted to give everybody a quick update on what we've been working on over the last 4 years. We are doing funding research along with patient. We help the patient as well, but we're funding research in the University of Montpellier, 2 researchers, Benjamin Del Prat and Cecile Delattre. We're also working with Mario Plaz at the University of Tartu in Estonia. I'm going to do a little quick talk about an upcoming trial that Amolex is doing. We actually had 2 representatives from Amolex here. I just see one right now. Mateus was here, and we have, I always want to say Lahar. Lahar is here. And then we've got Pat Gibilisco, who many of you know. I always refer to her as the mama bear, especially in the States for Wolfram syndrome. She had a daughter who she recently lost last year, but she has powered through, and she is running the whole patient advocacy side, and she's going to talk a little bit about the first global patient registry launch that our foundation is doing. So real quick, Benjamin Del Prat, University of Montpellier, France. The aim of the project is to determine whether provoking an increased expression of the NCS1, which is the neuronal calcium sensor 1, it's a protein coding gene, using gene therapy could be effective in correcting the pathological symptoms in mice. So positive results would be the first step towards a clinical transfer of a novel gene therapy strategy for the direct benefit of his patients. He's hoping to treat vision and hearing with his research. So he's focusing on the eyes and the ears. He's working with a transgenic mouse line that reproduces a human mutation. And I tried to break this down into layman terms for you guys because it can be very difficult to understand. Transgenic mice have been genetically engineered to carry foreign genes in their chromosomes. He works with 2 zebrafish lines that are deficient for wolframin, and wolframin is the protein that is mutated in Wolfram syndrome. Dr. Barrett spoke a little bit about that. Back in 2021, his preliminary data was really good, so he came to me along with a Belgium association called the iHope Association and asked us to fund him. So we've been funding him last year, this year, we're going to fund him next year, and hopefully mid-year next year we should receive some data, and we're hoping that that data will be good. The second research project that we're helping fund is Cecile Delattre, University of Montpellier, France as well. She intends to test the therapeutic approaches by performing gene therapy and pharmacological therapy for treating blindness in Wolfram syndrome. So she's using pharmacological, like already approved drugs, testing those as well as gene therapy. She had some interesting results about a synthetic polyamine that protects the retinal ganglion cells from degenerating, and her initial studies show that a synthetic polyamine, SPA, was more efficient on enhancing the retinal ganglia growth in vitro in an inherited optic neuropathy mouse model. Try saying that fast 10 times. Yeah, it's a little over probably some of us our heads. So results increase their conviction to focus on this synthetic polyamine for delaying the disease progression in Wolfram syndrome. So SPA increases growth of axons from the retinal axplants. They are now testing this compound on a zebrafish model with optic atrophy. All right. Mario Plaz, actually Dr. Barrett spoke a little bit about this earlier. His test is systemic treatment options using already approved drugs to delay or treat Wolfram syndrome. He's conducted experiments the last 2 years on a WS rat to find new symptoms that he can use for therapeutic diagnostic purposes. So he's testing the in vivo efficacy of a new GLP-1/GIP receptor coagonist. So GLP-1 is kind of like liraglutide. against Wolfram syndrome progression. He's emphasizing the diabetic phenotype and loss of vision. So GLP-1, for those of you that don't know what it is, it's a hormone that plays an important role in regulating your appetite as well as your blood sugar levels. GIP stands for gastric inhibitory polypeptide receptor. He's researching the postnatal development of GABAergic interneurons of the Wolfram syndrome rat, and he's trying to figure out if this is a developmental issue and what the reason of accelerated neurodegeneration would be. He's researching the brain insulin and loss of brain insulin of the WS rat and corresponding treatment options. Amolex, this is very, very exciting. Amolex is a pharmaceutical company in Cambridge, Massachusetts. It's dedicated to the development of potential therapies for neurodegenerative diseases. They're submitting an investigational new drug, which they call IND application for AMX 35 in Wolfram syndrome. And subject to the acceptance of this IND, they plan to initiate a proof of concept phase 2 clinical trial in Wolfram syndrome. So AMX 35 is a combination of sodium phenylbutyrate and TUDCA. And what AMX targets is pathways central to Wolfram syndrome, including the unfolded protein response, and it has shown beneficial effects in a variety of models of Wolfram syndrome, including the cellular models and patient-derived cell models. So I'm not going to go into it because Dr. Barrett kind of talked a little bit about all of this. What I do want to do, because I know everybody is probably wanting a little tea or a little coffee, I'm going to pull up our patient advocacy liaison, Pat Gibilisco, and she is going to come up and she's going to talk about our global patient registry. And this is very, very exciting for us patients because most registries are owned by an institution, they're owned by a pharma company, but they're not owned by us, the patients. So we've been pressured to do this the last 2 or 3 years. It's taken 2 years to get this going. And Pat, come up here before I take all your lines away.
I was saying, I don't have anything left to say.
No, you do. So, real quick, I told you guys this would be pretty quick. Okay, you gotta stand here so you don't. All right, take it away.
Okay, everybody. I know a lot of you may know me by name, not by face, but I've been in this Wolfram syndrome family for 24 years now, and started the first ever Wolfram syndrome support group anywhere. So, as Stephanie said, we have created this global patient registry, and we partner with the National Organization of Rare Diseases, also called NORD, and to implement the first ever Wolfram syndrome patient-owned registry of priority in the field of rare disease. Please help us improve the patient care, strengthen our voice, and improve the chance for quicker drug development. Support the Snow Foundation's vision of a world without Wolfram syndrome. So to register for this, you would go to wsglobalregistry.iamrare.org. And there you will receive critical information about treatment researches, resources, and other initiatives. And if you have any questions, you can contact me at any time. Now, reason, like Stephanie said, that this is so important is that it is going to be the information from all of you everywhere. We have people in 39 countries, and we want everybody to sign up. It makes a lot of difference when we're looking for researchers or funders to have a registry. And this is a registry that we own, you all own. So it's very important to do that. The last thing I just want to mention too, for those of you that don't know, we do have a global family support group on Facebook. And there we have people from all over the world that come. It's private, so we talk about a lot of issues that go on in your everyday lives. And so it's a area where you're going to be able to really get the information that you need as a patient, as a parent. And if you aren't enrolled in it, please see me and we'll get you signed up, and you will get the newest information from anywhere to you guys. So that's all I have to say.
Good job.